Dear friends, in the previous lecture, we learned about the principles of lighting design. In today's lecture, I will go further and discuss about what are the methods to achieve the principles of lighting design. The objective of light design is the guiding force when a light designer approaches towards a design. A light designer will always try to bring out the best possible visual in a performance. Light should give proper emphasis to a particular actor or an object at a desired moment in a situation. The angle for light is quite important to communicate the mood or psychological state. Watch this photograph. Look carefully that the light on the female actor is coming from the front, whereas for the male actor light is almost top. The body line of the two actors are completely different, so their psychological state. You can make your own story from this photograph, but one thing is definitely there, that choosing the angle of light tells different story for a particular moment. Now watch the second photograph. In the foreground, a female actor is sitting, and just behind her a couple is standing. For that couple, light is coming from the front, and for the female actor, light is coming from the side diagonal. So, one part of her face is in the dark. The facial direction of the female actor is towards the couple, which means that she is part of the situation. But what is the impact of the couple's action on her? The side diagonal light on the female actor is definitely not telling the same story as the front light is telling on the couple. Choosing the angle of light will determine the psychological impact on visual. Now watch the third photograph. Here light is coming from the back, so the female actor is in silhouette and one side of the male actor is visible. This kind of lighting is very useful when you want to separate the actor from the background and also to create a dramatic effect. Never forget one thing, that when two actors are close to each other and you want to use a special angle of light for them, always remember the position of the actors. Who is important in that particular moment? This will determine the angle of your light. One more thing, when two actors are close to each other, you never should forget the color and texture of their costume. In this photograph, if you watch closely, then you will find out that profile of the male actor which is towards us is partially lit up, although no light is coming from that direction. This is done with the help of his shirt, which is white. Backlight is falling on his shirt, and that bounced light is responsible for that partial lit up. In the next photograph, you will find a different angle of light. Look carefully that the lower part of the actors are in dark and there is no shadow on the floor. So, light is not coming neither from cross nor from any top angle. So, from where the light is coming? The light is coming from the foot position. As the actors' faces are fully visible, so it is understood that the footlight is placed just in front of the actors. I will discuss the method of lighting in 6 steps. Step 1, general lighting or area lighting. Usually, we divide the acting area in 6 or 9 areas depending on the dimension of the area. For an acting area of 30 feet by 30 feet, it is preferable to divide it in 9 areas of 10 feet by 10 feet each. The area for lighting should have the diameter of 12 feet each. Look at the diagram. One area should overlap with the following area, so that there will be no patches in between those areas. This helps in proper distribution of light and in achieving proper visibility. For lighting one area, it is desirable to choose at least 2 spotlights from the front from 2 directions with 45-degree vertical and 70 to 90-degree horizontal angles, and 1 spotlight from the back. One light from the front serves as the key light and other one as fill light. The light that strikes the actor from one direction from the nearer position acts as the key light and gives brighter intensity. The other, coming from farther away, slightly softer in intensity, fills the shadowed part of the face and is called fill light. The backlight will serve as the contour light. This sounds very simple, but never forgets that as a light designer, we begin our journey from general lighting or area lighting, and remember this till the end of our career. This general lighting always helps to maintain the visibility on stage. Look at the photograph. In this performance, audience are sitting on both sides facing each other. So, a double side general lighting is done. When the actor is facing one side of the audience, back general lighting is maintaining the contour, and when the actor is facing other side, vice versa. This is the trick which I mentioned earlier while discussing illumination. Although it is very difficult to codify strict rules for area lighting, as the lighting designer has to work under different situation and needs to compromise with the availability. The limitations of the stage, lack of proper rigging arrangements and low height of ceiling coming in the way are some of the hurdles the designer will have to overcome in a practical situation. But I can assure one thing, that if you know general lighting, your audience will never face the problem of visibility. Step 2, motivational source. In everyday life, we see the natural light and artificial light and study their behavior and properties. A light designer must watch this phenomenon during the whole day. He or she must be aware of the changes in light during each season. They must be aware of the artificial sources and also the quality of light from them, which we see in our daily life. The atmosphere in a drawing room and the atmosphere in a cricket field during night are completely different. The purpose of these two spaces is different, and that is why we use different artificial source for the lighting of these two spaces. We as a light designer produce the sunrise, sunset, moonlight, light from a table lamp or a chandelier, a glow from fireplace, etc., along with the basic area lighting. Through all of this, we manage to make things believable and logical. This is called motivational lighting. It has to be remembered that sometimes only the motivational source is not enough for the visibility of the audience. So, additional equipment are necessary for the visibility. The actual motivational source is called key light, and the additional light for the visibility is called fill light. Watch this photograph. The chandelier is the motivational source. Obviously, chandelier has the higher illumination than a candle. So, the intensity of the fill light should be more to achieve the plausibility. Depending upon the situation or the dramatic moment, you can play with the intensity of the fill light. Now watch a photograph where there is only the presence of the motivational light and no additional light. The motivational source is a 100-watt bulb. The visibility is quite enough for the audience. In this performance, audiences were very close to the actors, but if the audience is sitting in a big proscenium, then only this 100-watt bulb will not work. You have to think about fill light. A designer must remember that a dramatic effect also requires visibility. In the following photograph, you will see the application of another kind of motivational source. In the text, it was written that this scene was happening in a room at night. There was no mention of any kind of electrical fixture in the room. So, how you will establish the atmosphere? Night means moonlight, which is outside the room. So, a blue light is coming from the window through a par 64 and is falling on the ground. If you want to play with only the blue light in the room, then probably you will not get the visibility. So, actors are lit up by the Fresnel spot. In this kind of lighting, you can easily create the difference between the background and the foreground, and at the same time you remain genuine to the script. Step 3, toning and blending. Generally, lighting is used for the visibility purpose. It is basically flat light. To improve the scenic quality, we use some extra lights which act as fill light over a wider area. In this photograph, you will find that actors are lit up by the general lighting, but if you watch closely, then you will find that amber color is also coming from different angle. Closely watch the back side of the head of the actors. This helps also to create the 3D quality in lighting. I will show you 4 more photographs and you will find how the toning and blending is achieved through different colors. Watch these photographs. Step 4, feature lighting or specials. Feature lighting or specials is lighting fixtures used for very specific applications other than acting area and background lighting. Typically, they are used to supplement the general area lighting or to provide specific lighting effects. A special light might consist of a tightly focused fixture. When you want to highlight a particular action or a particular object in the whole atmosphere, you need to bring down the focus on that particular actor or that particular object. By dimming the general light or the ambience, you shift the focus to your object. This is one of the most important methods of lighting, and it is in your hand where you force the audience to look. The use of specials for actors also guarantees they will be properly illuminated when needed. Now, in this photograph, you find the special light can create on the depth. Although the character in white costume is standing in the upstage, but with a special light he is more in focus than the actors in foreground. This special lighting is done with the help of color also. Step 5, background and cyclorama. The cyclorama is one of the important scenic elements in a production. It is used to show depth, to convey realistic effects by throwing different colored lights and to project patterns as desired. Sometimes cyclorama is replaced by some paintings or some different objects. Usually, floodlights are used to lit up the cyclorama, but there are other fixtures too. I will present 5 photographs and will try to explain it. In this photograph, cyclorama is lit up by halogen floods from the light bar, which is 6 feet away from the cyclorama. The major purpose here is to create depth, atmosphere and time. In this photograph, a gobo is added on the cyclorama. You can see that this gobo is not related to any realistic pattern. This kind of stylized pattern lifts the visual from realism. Here, the effort was to convert the atmosphere from reality to fantasy. In this photograph, cyclorama is conveying the mood of the scene. As you can notice, the gun on actor's hand, so definitely it is not a romantic scene. The violence in the atmosphere is reflected through the cyclorama with the help of red color. Cyclorama helps to enhance the mood or psychological state of a situation or of an individual. In this photograph, cyclorama is replaced by a painting as a backdrop. The painting is illuminated by the Fresnel spot and par 38 from the bottom. This is a glass painting. If you will try to illuminate it from the front top angle, nothing will be visible. So, equipment is placed at the back of the painting. You have to be very cautious while illuminating this kind of background. If you illuminate it too much, then the actor will be merged in the visual. Maybe for a particular dramatic moment, background becomes brighter than the actor, but not every time. In this photograph, you will find some masks in the background. Cyclorama is removed and these masks are fixed on the back wall. Suddenly, you find the actual 3D object at the background. So, your responsibility is to bring out the 3D quality of it. For this, 2 ellipsoidal reflectors were placed on each side at a height of 3 feet from the floor and at a distance of 2 feet from the background. I do believe that you will find more new things in future and you will bring out the best possible visual through your experiments. Step 6, Special Effect. In recent time, special effects are being created in a number of ways and it has opened a new horizon in the field of light designing.
तुम जीती, मैं हारी। हाँ, उनसे शादी कर लूंगी। वो अच्छे हैं, भले हैं। मैं राजी हूँ अक्षरा, सच में मैं राजी हूँ। प्यार के बिना भी तो शादी होती है ना। लेकिन उससे पहले सिर्फ एक बार जो वहाँ ले चलो। मेरे पैदाइशी घर, मेरा बचपन, मेरी जवानी, वो उड़ते हुए परिंदे, वो सब कुछ मुझे एक बार वहाँ ले चलो अक्षरा। सिर्फ एक बार, फिर कभी नहीं, सिर्फ एक बार अक्षरा मुझे वहाँ ले चलो। सिर्फ
By projecting any pattern, moving water or clouds, explosions, using strobe light or ultraviolet lamps or black lamps, you can create magic on stage.
अरे विनी, तू अभी आ रही है?
नहीं पापा, मैं तो कब की आ गई।
शाम अच्छी रही?
बहुत अच्छी।
अरे विनी ये देख, आज हमने एक नया पटाखा बनाया है। डीपी जी, जरा लाइट बंद कर दीजिए, तो इसका इफेक्ट और भी अच्छा है। विनी लुक, कैसी है?
Yes, Papa. It's beautiful. Everything is beautiful, Papa. It's the most beautiful red fire in the world.
These are not gimmick, but an important part of the visual. Special effect can create local atmosphere or a psychological state.
और आप क्या करेंगे?
मैं थोड़ी देर बीच पर बैठूंगी और ज्वाइन
Remember one thing, that during a performance, never use a special effect twice. It reduces the impact of the special effect and it becomes monotonous. Smoke can also create magic in stage lighting. It creates an amazing visual on stage. When a beam of light hits the smoke, you can watch the path of the beam in the air. And a different color, smoke can create a painting on stage. I am showing 8 photographs where smoke is used as a visual component for light designing. You enjoy these visuals while I am signing off for today. Thank you very much.